a masculine in 3 words? Guided by the brain. What is a feminine in 3 words? Guided by the heart. Masculine, guided by the brain, thoughts, facts, programming. Our brains function like computers. What we put in stays in until there is a new perspective in which we learn in the various ways that we learn. If there is not a new perspective that is put in to output the old perspective, creating a new programming, the same one can go over and over. Like, what's 2 plus 2? 4. Why? Because no one has told you anything different and there hasn't been a perspective to alter that. So that's what it is. Because that's what was programmed at a period of time. So if you're guided by the brain, then you're really good on the earth plane, because the majority of the earth plane is what? Masculine, guided by the brain, programming, which started in preschool. Got it? Feminine, guided by the heart, feeling, emotion, intuitive. Things that are not as tangible, things that no one will be able to know or verify why. It just felt that way. Give me a justification. Tell me how you measured that. No, it just doesn't feel right. So if you're guided by the heart, you can simply make a decision about a job on, that doesn't feel right for me. If you're guided by the brain, this is what I determined in my plan that started out when I was in middle school. And then I was going to go and do this through the period of high school. Then I was going to go to college and do this. And then here it is. I have arrived at this positional point, and I know that this is exactly what I'm going to do because this is what I set out to do then. And that's what's programmed, and that's what I'm going to do. And then the heart goes, well, does this feel right to you? Even though that was the plan, does this feel right to you? And the masculine's like, what? This is what I'm doing. This is what I stated I'd do. You get it? Feminine energy is guided by the heart. Masculine energy is guided by the brain. So what happens when an feminine and a masculine dominant and feminine dominant run into each other? Whoa, right? Twin flame journey, ring a bell? So what it looks like is that you have someone who's dominantly guided by the brain that comes together with somebody who's dominantly guided by the heart. And they do this interesting guiding of each other, like, you foreign species. How'd you come up with that? You foreign species, why do you move like that? Well, what happens is a little bit different. The person who's guided by the heart generally sparks the person who's guided by the brain right into the heart. And all of a sudden they start to feel and question this entire life that they have made around them. and all of a sudden it does not feel right. What they thought, what was fact, what was programmed, no longer aligns. It doesn't feel right. And it's almost like mayday, 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 because there's an understanding that has to happen when you haven't been guided by the heart before. You understand? And then there's something interesting that happens whenever the masculine energy dominant encounters the feminine energy dominant. They go bam, light a spark right into the brain. And then there is this overthinking. And at this point in time, the feminine has to learn how to balance the brain, and the masculine has to learn how to balance the heart, which is what? Balance my thoughts, balance my emotions. Now let me make this even more clear. All right. I'm one of those people who are called, what do they call it? Even-handed, ambidextrous. That's me, okay? So, I dominantly write with my left hand. I dominantly cut with my right hand. It's a thing. That's what I do. However, even though I can cut really, really well with my right hand, and I can write really, really well with my left hand, that's what makes me dominant here, okay? But the fact that I can utilize my right hand very skillfully when's necessary makes me even-handed, which means that I am balanced, which means that I'm good in whatever situation because I can utilize both of my hands, which gives me power above the average human being that can only utilize maybe their left or maybe their right. Got it? Which is why people speak the way they speak about twin flames or divine feminines or divine masculines. Because when you can utilize them both in right timing whenever necessary, that is considered the divine nature that comes in. Why is this important? Why would you need to balance the brain and the heart? Because you always hear union within. What are you uniting within? Your thoughts and your feelings, your brain and your heart. That's what you're uniting within. Follow me? Now, why is this important? Because I want you to look at how the world is made. How is Earth made? Earth is made in polarities. North, south, light, dark, sun, moon, yin, yang. Get it? Brain, heart, thoughts, feelings. You know when it's hot and you know when it's cold, but you know that perfect temperature in the middle that's just perfect? Yes. You know when it's not too bright and it's not too dark and it's that perfect lighting, you know, that encompasses all. It encompasses all of the creation, both polarities. So if you encompass both, all, which brain is considered utilized on level 1 of ascension, your heart is level 2 of ascension, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D above. Attachment, connection. So if you are someone who can encompass alignment of your heart and your brain, okay, then that puts you at that perfect balance, which is considered that balance 0, okay, which is known as that God-body energy. And when you hear people say connect to your soul, because your soul is connected to what? So you get in union with yourself, which is your brain and your heart alignment, in your balance, which, I speak of it this way, but it's quite an art to balance your thoughts and your feelings, especially when the majority of the planet, they don't even fool with one area. And then whenever you come across someone who sparks one, and you're dominantly one, and sparks the other, and you go through that mayday, 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 and then you have to get it all in balance. I mean, it's quite the art. But when you're able to be that balanced person, that balanced human being, I am that I am, Alpha and Omega, twin flame, meaning you are the twin, brain, heart, balance 0, God-body energy, means that you are aligned to all things at once, which allows you the power of manifestation. Instant manifestation. So, many people go into that energy space temporarily. Meditations, people even do many types of mind-altering things to get their mind to get into a balance. And then there's all kinds of stuff that is done to kind of bring you into a balance of the heart and feeling and getting that peace point within. Many exercises, there's all kinds of stuff you can do, right? But generally people are able to maintain that state for short periods of time. When you begin to embody this state, then you become what is considered a balanced human being that experiences all kinds of interesting things because you are aligned with everything. So they begin to have all of these interesting experiences, these amazing spiritual experiences that are described, and these unions come together that have these amazing magical components to them that are just so numerically filled, and it's really cool, right? So it's always described as kind of those magical experiences. However, it's quite the journey. And what happens is that generally people have short trips And they want to go back to that place. I want that peace. I want that clarity. I want those what seem to be magical coincidence, synchronicities. I want that stuff to happen where I feel like I'm aligned with everything. I'm aligned with the animals. I'm aligned with the license plates. I'm aligned with the message. They were talking to me. Really, me. You're aligned to everything. You're in union with yourself, so you're in union with everything. Get it? So, people want that. So then they work really, really hard to embody that as a majority state. But one of the things that is really coming live now is to really understand what you're doing. When you are getting in union with yourself, you are unionizing the functions within yourself. Those dominant functions would be the heart, and those dominant functions would be the brain, okay? So one produces a feeling space and another produces a thought space. When they are not aligned, you can live a complete life that may not be what you want to live. When they are aligned, you can live a life that you have always dreamed of. Get it? Masculine, guided by the brain. Feminine, guided by the heart. Imbalanced, well, we'll talk more about that. Imbalanced, karmic, toxic, all of those things when they're out of balance. But when they are, then they're given that divine title ahead because people start to experience a divine life. One that they can't explain it. But it feels good and it's exactly what I desire. So you get kind of those divine titles within it. But however, it's purely a real thing. It's purely science. It's purely tangible. It's purely real. This isn't some pseudo thing. I've been working with people with this ability to align their heart and their brain for quite some time. And there are many people who are in relationships with someone else who also is able to balance their heart and their mind. So they are 100% sure of each other. And they are 100% aligned in the experiences that they share with each other. So it is wonderful, heaven-like experiences. All that you desired. And it seems like this magical thing, but really, you aligned with someone who knows exactly what they desire. And they were able to manifest in their life exactly what they desire because they know exactly what they desire. And you were able to manifest exactly what you desire because you know exactly what you desire. And you don't spend time on that karmic cycle going round and round and round, wishing and hoping and wishing and hoping. You know exactly who you are and how you are because you no longer have a programming that was programmed by various individuals starting from childhood and familyship and relationships and friendships. You have aligned your heart and you've decided what stays and what goes and what stays and who goes, and you've aligned your life in this nice point that you get to live the life you desire. And you're with someone who's living the life they desire. So you're kind of perfect for them, and they're kind of perfect for you, but they didn't become perfect for you, and you didn't become perfect for them. You just are. And you aligned on the same path. Because you became the full embodiment of you. And then you aligned with who became the full embodiment of them. And you're a perfect match. Because you're you. So you chose a partner according to you. Not who you thought you were. Who you are. And why wouldn't it feel happy? Life's supposed to feel good most of the time. And then when it doesn't, it's literally letting you know it's time to realign. The golden mission is always union within yourself, then union with others. See you soon.